Well, in the late 1800s, a British express train was racing through the night as its powerful headlight cut through the darkness. The Queen Victoria was a passenger on the train. Suddenly, in the beam of the engine's light, the engineer saw a strange figure in a black cloak standing in the middle of the tracks and waving its arms. The engineer immediately grabbed for the brake and brought the train to a grinding halt. He and the other trainmen climbed down to see who had stopped them, but they couldn't find a trace of anyone on the tracks. On a hunch, the engineer walked a few yards further up the tracks, and what he saw through the fog was horrifying. A bridge had been washed out in the middle, and ahead of them it had toppled into a swollen stream. If the engineer hadn't stopped the train, they all would have plunged down into that stream. While the bridge and tracks were being repaired, the crew made a more intensive search for the strange flagman. But not until they got to London did they solve the mystery. At the base of the train's headlamp, the engineer discovered a huge dead moth. He looked at it a moment, and then on impulse, he wet its wings and pasted it to the glass of the lamp. Climbing back into his cab, he switched on the light and saw the supposed flagman in the beam. In the fog, the moth appeared to be a phantom figure waving its arms. When Queen Victoria was told of the strange happening, she said, "I'm sure it was no accident. It was God's way of protecting us." No, the figure the engineer saw wasn't an angel, and yet God, quite possibly, through the ministry of his unseen angels, had placed the moth on the headlight lens exactly when and where it was needed. Psalm 138, "Though I walk in the midst of trouble, you preserve my life, and your right hand delivers me."
Thank you for listening to Encouragement. If you've been refreshed, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share a little encouragement with someone you love. Encouragement is a podcast from Family Radio. These stories are just a taste of the stories you can hear every day. Listen at familyradio.org or find more encouragement on the Family Radio app.